No Business Like Showbiz, so go on with this show.
You're breaking out a song and dance, and
Yeah,
I'm getting worried.
before your time.
Stick to the chiropractic job you do. Anyway, we are discussing a wonderful topic tonight, the Staten Island Green Charter School for Environmental Discovery, which is something new for Staten Island. I'm sure not new to anyone who understands the concept of charter schools. But with us, to my far left first, ladies first, right, Doctor? Sure. Is Dr. Carole Reiss, who is the founder and executive director of the, hopefully, school that will be taking place here in Staten Island.
Thank you very much.
And then thank you and welcome. We're excited to have you here. And we had a nice conversation even before the show, so I'm sure the viewers are going to love everything you have to say about the charter school. And of course, now to my left is Dr. Vincent Maligno, who is going to be the principal of the school. And you have some resume as well.
Thank you.
We could just talk about the two of your resumes for the whole show. But welcome, and we're very interested in letting our viewers know what a charter school is, the advantages of it, and how it will impact our community. So, Doctor, you want to tell us a little bit about the charter school and how it all came about?
Can you explain first, what is a charter school? I'm sure our audience would like to know.
Well, first of all, a charter school is a public school. So some people have a misconception that a charter school in some way is so different than a public school that would actually hurt the community, but it doesn't. It partners with the district schools, and it actually embellishes education for the community. So we are autonomous in as much as we don't really have direct superintendents working with the school, but we are supervised by the state of New York and our Board of Trustees, our Board of Directors, and our parents who are involved with the school. So there is a tremendous amount of oversight, but it's very localized oversight. So it's the people who are involved with the school are actually overseeing what the school is doing. And that's kind of refreshing because you don't have that as much in a district school. The district schools are centralized, and you have someone down on Chambers Street who never comes to your school and doesn't really know what's going on and just puts out policies for all schools, but our policies pertain to what we're doing in our building with our students.
So it's very targeted.
It's very targeted,
and very hands-on with all of the
correct, yes.
The people that are involved.
Exactly.
That's an advantage.
Absolutely.
I think one of the confusions with charter schools also is it's a free school, and there's no tuition. It's not like we're a private school. There's no tuition. The children go for free, and we're not really in conflict with the Board of Ed. I mean, we're trying to, especially with our school, not only are we a charter school, but we're also a school that's focused on a specific subject matter. For example, we're a green school, and Dr. Reiss is very big on the environment, and this has been one of her big selling points. We want our students to know from day one that the environment is something that we have to live with on a daily basis, and that our students and our families and the adults are all involved in making sure that our environment is bettered for us, in that sense, that we improve it on a daily basis. And so the focus isn't just on the Common Core curriculum that we have, but we're also embellishing it and interdisciplinary with the environment. And also, contrary to public schools, we control our own environment. So our school day starts at 7:15 in the morning, and it goes till 5:15, 5:30 in the afternoon. And again, that's our choice, and our people understand that. Unlike the public schools, which are technically like from 8 to 3, and then whatever. So we have extended days, and then we also have different formulas that we're going to use for our days. For example, on Fridays.
That's 5 days a week? From 7:15 to 5 p.m.?
Right. Friday's a shortened day because the teachers have professional development every Friday. But the children take their experiential learning trips on Friday morning. And so they will be working with community mentors that will actually be advising each child, starting in kindergarten, on how to work on something in the environment that will actually create a better working process for each child and each teacher. So at the end of the year, there will be a presentation of the project the child and the mentor worked on together, and that presentation will show that they improved the environment on the topic that they worked on together.
There's an old saying, what I hear I forget, what I see I remember, what I do I learn.
That's correct.
And so when the kids get actual hands-on experience,
right.
This is a concept I teach at CSI, And like with anatomy and physiology, you have labs. In healthcare, as you can attest to, there's nothing like the actual internship and actual hands-on experience with a patient. You can't get that out of a textbook.
Sure.
That real-life experience. So when kids are out there actually doing what they're learning, that really takes the education to a higher level.
That is correct. They're applying the principles they learn in English and math and then doing something with it, so that they're showing not only can they retain information that they learn from books, but they can also apply it to something that helps their environment and their surroundings. So we think that this is a much more developed concept to really move children to the next levels.
It's definitely a better learning experience for them, without a doubt.
Sure.
And they'll walk away with something that's probably life-lasting instead
Definitely.
of just a momentary. Because, you can memorize something, but after, it's short-term. So you memorize it, you take a test, and then you move on, and you kind of leave it with the test.
Right.
But in the environment that you're creating here, it seems that it's part of their everyday living situation,
correct.
which is good.
Definitely.
Now, does the charter school have to have a unique focus in order to be chartered, or can you just have a charter school that just wants to exist in a sense, replicating what a public school does?
Well, we're a theme school.
Right.
Some charter schools are not necessarily a theme school, but ours is a college preparatory experiential learning model. And so most of the charter schools might not exactly have that kind of theme. They may have a theme of their own. Like there's Harlem Success Charter Schools, and they focus a lot on literacy, but they don't really have a theme for the school. It's just very concentrated in literacy, but no real theme.
Can a theme be certain ethnic history or anything like that?
Certainly, certainly. And, that might be something that we look at in the future as we grow and become a network of schools, expanding the concept of environmental education and maybe aligning it with countries around the world and what they're doing in their environments to create a better world. So there's a lot of places to go from this first concept.
Well, this is just the beginning for you,
That's
without a
correct.
doubt.
Sure.
You
Yes.
can really grow leaps and bounds.
Yes.
Definitely. It's ironic, when we went to the community board 1 for presentation of our school and for their approval, the whole meeting that night, the environment was discussed continually. And it's interesting how this is something that affects all of us on a daily basis. And we just fit in beautifully with that we want to bring this to the community. We're locating ourselves on the North Shore, and that's where our focus is. But again, our school is open to anyone, because, citywide, not just Staten Island. But of course, we're right now located on Staten Island, and we're focusing on the North Shore, and that's where a lot of our outreach has been within the community.
And what kind of support are you getting from our elected officials?
We have every elected official on Staten Island who has given us a support letter and is working with us. And Diane Savino, Senator Savino, Senator Alonza, and Assemblyman Titone, they all sent representatives to our Community One Planning Board meeting. So they really wanted to make sure that the community is standing behind us.
And what about funding?
Funding has been an opposition for us, and I think it's really impeding us getting our authorization, because the state understands that with a green school there's a lot of concepts we have to do with the facility, and those concepts cost money, and the money that you're given from the state is not enough to cover the things you want to do with your facility. Because if you're a green school, your building has to be green.
Right.
So you have to be concerned with climate control and pollution indoors and things of that nature, and it does cost money. So they're looking for us to raise funding from community sponsors, both in-kind support and actual hard dollars, but in-kind support, like if Con Edison wanted to work with us on an energy-saving package, that would be considered good support.
Usually when you have any kind of green building, there's always built-in incentives for it. And, long-term, you end up saving so much. Obviously better for the environment in the long haul, but, and then you're going to be doing some private funding as well,
That's correct.
right? You have to do fundraising?
Definitely. We're also reaching out to the community for support. For example, we're a vegan school. We're looking to give our students healthy meals, and Jimmy Mac's, the restaurant here in Westerly, is offering to feed our students for the first year, which is a great
That's
support.
wonderful.
That is fantastic that he's willing to do that for us.
Well, he's always been very community-oriented.
Definitely,
Without a
definitely
doubt,
supportive.
supporting the community.
But ironically, the state doesn't look at that as funding. They look at that as service, you know, an in-kind service.
Right.
So even though it may cost them $100,000 to support us in that behalf to feed our students, they don't look at that as monies. So it's kind of ironic. We've done some fundraising ourselves. Perkins Restaurants here in Staten Island have a dining to donate, and they offered us an evening of that. We reaching out to the community. Barnes & Nobles is very supportive of us, and we've had book sales. And
We have one coming up with Barnes & Noble on December 9th to the 13th. And then we're trying to work out an arrangement with Perkins to have a Thanksgiving drive for children living in homeless shelters. That we would like 10 families to come to Perkins for Thanksgiving and have their dinners supported and donated by the community.
Well, that's very nice.
we also want to be a technological school, besides being environmental. So we're involved with Nooks, with Barnes & Nobles, working out a relationship with them where we can get Nooks for our students, and we're looking for sponsorship where people would fund those for us so that our children can get them. You know, again, we're working on the North Shore. You know, we're talking about a community with limited resources. And
Now they've been on Staten on Viewpoint, it should be no problem.
yes,
Well,
You're not
definitely
gonna
you get,
do it.
you know, we do have a very nice viewing population. You know, it's an upward climb for you. You need a lot of money to get this off the ground. There's no doubt about it. What type of a time frame do you have in place to get the charter school in place?
Well, we intend to open in August of 2013 upon being authorized, and we're meeting with the SUNY Board of Trustees sometime in January. And they will make the decision as to whether or not they feel we should be chartered. And so
And what is that based on, Doctor?
we feel a lot of it is going to be based on the amount of funding that we get to support the program.
the state funds us, but they fund us less than what they are normally given to our Board of Ed students or Department of Ed students. We're $4,000 less per child. So they're looking
How
for
much
us
is that approximately?
to...
What do you mean,
Well-
Well,
annually?
it would be we would be shy about
per student.
$400,000 for the first year.
How much?
Because we have a $400,000.
How many students are you going to begin with?
Eventually, in the fifth year, we'll be fully populated with about 400, but the first year we will have 100, because we're opening with a kindergarten and a first grade with 2 classes per grade, approximately 24 children per class. And we will have a lead teacher in every classroom with 2 associate teachers, and 1 associate teacher will work with children with special needs in the classroom, and the other associate will work with English language learners. Because when we go to a lot of the classes, we see that children who do not speak English sit off on the side with other children who don't speak English, and they're not given much attention at all. And they're kind of in the class just fending for themselves. And we truly do not want to see any child left behind, so we always want a teacher or an educator working with every child.
Well, you have to immerse yourself in
Yes.
in an environment
Yes.
to learn a language. So,
Right.
Well, we believe in the language immersion
Right.
method as far as for language purposes, but also within the special needs. You know, we believe in the inclusion program, you know, having them all together in the same class, you know, rather than segregate them like it's been done. And,
well, I think everybody can learn from everybody.
definitely.
Now, in terms of the regular courses, I say regular things that the kids get in public school, would they get all those regular reading, writing, arithmetic,
Yes,
and
yes,
the same
yes. It's a
level
full
of-
core curriculum
Sure.
and enhanced.
So they
Our
don't-
goal is to reach 85% of our children must be on level 3 and above in English language, arts, and math. So we have very high goals. And when we've had our public hearings at the Petrides Complex, there were many people sitting in the audience that didn't think that was realistic and didn't think we can reach those goals. But with the kind of teaching model that we have, we feel that there should be no reason why a child is not on a level 3.